successfully served the government for 33 years. And that's really, really remarkable. What I know about Tom is, through my experiences with him over the years, is he epitomizes what a good construction person is. He's a soul-of-the-earth kind of a guy. He just gets things done. And getting things done is like really important to us. So many places in other federal agencies, or when you get outside of construction, what we do is it's like surreal. It's fake. It's on paper and there's a plan, and these things are important. But when it gets to construction, there's folks that take these general concepts and ideas that were put on paper, and they actually make something come out of the ground, and that's like the lasting impression that we leave for our soldiers and airmen, for our customers. Tom has been dedicated to quality over all these years, and we can't speak enough about qualities. So many times we're getting beat up for, it's over budget or it's late, but those of us who've been around for a while know that that's all quickly forgotten. And what happens is, does the roof leak? Does the building flood? Does the HVAC work? And what Tom has done for all these years is make sure that we build quality construction. And Tom also represents an era of folks that we're quickly losing. And that saddens me. I can get very emotional about that. We have guys and gals that are leaving that have been doing what Tom has been doing for a long, long time. And yeah, I know there's new people that come and fill in sort of behind you, but you can't be replaced. There is no replacement for 33 years of service. I don't care how smart the guy or gal is that's coming in that may try to fill in behind you. There may be someone that comes in to sit in your seat in the future years, but you can't be replaced. So my personal thanks, and the thanks of all the folks back at 83 Front Street for all your years of service. I'm also really pleased that my boss is busy briefing somebody else, so I get to say this because I've known you for a long time. So congratulations. There are a couple official things we're going to do before we turn this into, I don't know, roasting you, kidding you, maybe singing songs. It might be a song that's going to be sung, I hear. So once you're officially retired, it will enable you to answer in any form that you see fit, because there is no behavior unbecoming of a federal employee once you're not a federal employee. So let's do the official stuff first, okay, and then you're free to do what you need to do to retaliate about what they're going to do, okay? Okay, so the first thing we want to do is, and this is, we're going to do this in order of merit. Now, you can stand on up next to me. What Tom's going to get is a certificate of appreciation. This is the standard certificate of appreciation that we give to folks who have selflessly served the Norfolk District. So let me just read what it says, and it gives you more to hang on your wall at home. I'm sure you have lots of wall space, right? I'd like to know what people really do with this stuff when they get home after they retire. I need to find out. Okay. Certificate of appreciation presented to Tom W. Bryant for outstanding and meritorious performance as a construction representative, GS11, in the Technical Services Division, from July 1985 to September 2004. During this period, he worked in the construction branch, Fort Eustis Resident Office, providing technical assistance to various team leaders and contracting officers' representatives. He diligently and conscientiously performed construction quality verification duties. Sounds really important there, doesn't it? Okay. Contract admin and all facets for contract modifications on complex and highly visible multi-million-dollar projects. These projects include the new Defense Commissary, several contracts for family housing upgrades, the Aquatic Center, Child Development Facilities, Harbor Control Tower, Youth Activity Center, Aviation Support Facilities, Phase 3 barracks and the Fort Eustis Second Access Road. Still in construction. Okay. During his oversight of these projects, he made significant contributions to the Norfolk District's role of construction and contract administration. His diligence in the performance of his duties is in keeping with the highest traditions of service to our nation and reflects great credit upon himself, the Norfolk District, and the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. Signed, Yvonne J. Prettyman Beck, Colonel, Norfolk District Commanding. Congratulations. Maybe you'll flash, maybe it won't? It won't? Okay. All right, we're good. Someone back there. Okay, Tom.
I didn't know I was that good.
You are
You hear that, Connie?
You hear that? This is when you get to talk. Can I get home? Okay, I got more. All right, if I can have everyone stand up for this, please. Attention to orders. Mr. Robson, will you please, you can hold this. Mr. Robson, will you please read the citation?
Thomas W. Bryant is presented the Commander's Award for Civilian Service for his exceptional efforts, professional ability, management skills, and personal initiative as a construction representative and project manager from July 1985 to September 2004. He has served with distinction at the Norfolk District's Construction Office of Fort Eustis, Virginia. Mr. Bryant's efforts and skills have contributed considerably toward the successful completion of many often difficult construction projects for the Fort Eustis area office. His accomplishments provide standards for others to achieve. They reflect great credit upon himself, the Norfolk District, and the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. Signed, Yvonne J. Prettyman Beck, Colonel, U.S. Army Commanding, Norfolk District. Okay. And if you'll remain standing for one moment, I want to officially retire Tom.
You gonna hit him?
I don't have to come back.
Yeah. You heard what the boss said. You got fire insurance on your car?
Just for that, you gotta go back this afternoon.
Okay, screwed up in the reverse now.
All right, and before Mr. Robson reads the retirement certification, there's going to be a certificate. There's going to be 2 pins pinned on Tom. One is the official service retirement pin, and the other one is our Corps of Engineers Norfolk District Commonwealth pin. A lot of you may have seen this. It's usually red. At retirements, we give our retirees a white one because it's our feeling that at this point in his career, we have sucked all the blood out of his pin. It's no longer red, it turns white. Okay? This is the blood-sucking pin. Okay? Mr. Robson.
Department of the Army Certificate of Appreciation of Thomas W. Bryant. On the occasion of your retirement, I wish to extend to you my personal thanks and the appreciation of the United States Army for the many years of service which you have given to our country. I share your pride in the contributions you have made to the Army, and I trust that you will maintain an active interest in the Army and its objectives during your retirement. You take with you my best wishes and those of your fellow employees for happiness and success in the years that lie ahead. Signed, Yvonne Prettyman Beck, Colonel, U.S. Army Commanding. You are officially retired.
Congratulations. At this point, I'm going to turn move from the official part to a little bit of fun. So you all can take a seat. And what do you want? What do you want, Tom?
Tom, you're up there.
Can I sit down? I mean, do whatever you want.
Very nice.
Until next Thursday. I got plans for him Monday through Friday, Thursday.
We got a couple things. Let's stick with the officials.
Kate just said my shirt looks very, very similar to Bill's, and I just told her that I called Bill this morning to see what he was wearing.
Well, Tom, I joined the office at Fort Eustis about 2 years ago, and it's been a strange couple of years. We couldn't work with a better, more hard-working, loyal group, but strange. And I hadn't been there but about 2 2 hours when Tom came in and said, "We're glad to have you, Kate. How do you feel?" And I said, "I'm all right with this." And he said, "You give it another day. You're going to feel like you died and went to heaven." And every now and then he'll walk in, "You feel like you died and went to heaven yet?" It's not that good up there. But we're going to be a different office without Tom, because he adds a whole different perspective sometimes to things. And like Pat says, if Pat gets a chance to say something, he invisibly manages to do so much stuff, and you don't even see him sweating, working hard, doing anything, and it gets done, and it gets done right. So we're going to miss that, and we're going to miss the personality.
And I always have time for lunch.
I wasn't going to say anything about that. We've got a future presentation on the lunch. His favorite subject. And by the way, he will work through lunch, because I've proven it to be true once or twice. And I apologize afterwards. Tom, the office went in together and got you a gift certificate. I think that's what this is. The whole, everybody went in and got you a gift certificate, because we know that you're going to be doing a lot of house jobs, as everybody does.
Connie's got a list a mile long.
I know, I can see that.
You can get that back if you want.
The card is over here.
Oh, the card's
Everybody's still signed.
Oh, well, things may be different, right? I don't just didn't know that, do you? It's probably.
I would thank you all very much. It's a gift certificate to Lowe's, and I can certainly use it. I'm a tool freak, so thank you very much.
Good luck, Tom. You'll have plenty of time to come back and see us.
Once a week.
Oh, yeah.
Cleaning the core trailer. That's no joke. On the second access project, we have it in the contract for the contractor to provide someone to come over and clean the core trailer once a week. And most of the time I've got to go over and roust them up, get them over there to do it. I went over a couple weeks ago and I asked Terry, their manager, I said, "Terry, you need to get somebody over here to clean the trailer up, empty the trash and what have you." And Terry told me that he had been trying to hire somebody to clean the trailer from the post janitorial service for about 2 hours worth of work, $50. I told Terry, I said, "Terry, I'm your man." Terry looked at me like I was crazy. I said, "Terry," I said, "I'm serious." I said, $50 a week. I mean, $50 a week is $50 a week. And I said, furthermore, I can see my old buds and maybe go to lunch. I'll let them buy me lunch. But anyway, and I start the week after. So that's
And
no
Joe,
good.
don't forget Joe.
Oh yeah,
Joe left.
before I actually accepted the job or took the job, I emailed Joe Lasky to make sure that there was no conflict of interest. And I explained to him that this was strictly janitorial service, nothing contractual or construction related. And Joe emailed me back. He said, "Go for it. It'll keep you off the street." So I emailed back to Joe. I said, "Thank you, Joe. I'll make you proud."
I know.
For those of you who don't know me, I'm the vice chief of the construction branch. If you look at our website, you'll see it. No, I'm an area engineer up at Fort Lee. My name is Darrell Merriman. I was asked to speak, okay? not just mention it. Yeah, yeah, right. Sure. But I have had the opportunity to work with Tomasita 2 different occasions. I started working with the 1983, and I was on an intern program, and I started out at Fort Eustis and went to the district, and I will get to Tom in a minute. It seems like I'm retiring today. I've heard so much about this. But I started out at Fort Eustis, and then I went to the district, and everyone thought that I'd be offered a job while I was at the district, but somehow that just fell through. They must not have known that my intern program was coming to an end, so I ended up going back to Fort Eustis and started working there permanently, and then shortly thereafter we got Tom to the office. I think somewhere near that time Roy Little as well. I'm telling you, it was a hell of a time period. What a crew did we get. Right, I think we owe Fort Monroe DPW one, and I think we got even with them with Grady West. But I got to work with Tom, and I tell you what, I don't know. I just never felt comfortable working. I always felt that I was one of these kids that had that mess up at the hospital where there was a wealthy family I was supposed to go to, and my family felt the same way about me. And I've just never really been comfortable with work, but I do what I have to do and try to take care of business. I'm a nervous wreck, I think, as Mr. Bryant is as well, but I don't want to cry and act like one of them girly men, you know, as Arnold would say. But anyway, I believe in take care of business, and everything that I'm saying is about the 6 or so hours that we had after we took care of the day's work. We did have some fun, and you know, it really helped. And you can see, I mean, by the group that's in here, I mean, what a lot of characters. And, you know, and we've had some good times, and it does help relieve stress. And I mean, you know, you spend a lot of time at work, and it's just a great thing to have some fun at your workplace. I worked with Tom a second time. Things didn't work out when I tried to go back home. My family asked if I would return to Virginia. And, back at Fort Eustis, and Tom and I got a chance to work together again as a team, and we were known as the Mule Team. Some called us a variation of that name, but
always looking for another good ad.
That was our motto. Right, so we got a chance to work together, and we worked on the Child Development Center. We worked on the hangar down at the airfield. And before Tom leaves, I need to make something right. You know, you don't know what opportunities you're going to have in the future, and I don't want to let this go any further. But on the Child Development Center, I did receive recognition from Colonel Reardon about what a fine job I did on that project. And I failed to tell him that Tom really did most.
He didn't have a damn thing to do with it.
He walked out as he was shaking my hand. And right, well, I'm going to make that right today. I went to Dollar Tree. First of all, I want to present you with this ribbon. It's a happy retirement ribbon. And I'm going to tell you, we have heard so much about this retirement. It's amazing that we're here today. I can tell you on behalf of everybody how happy we are to see you retire. And I do want to return the coin that I received by mistake. I didn't speak up. Sometimes I'm just quiet. I don't say everything. And I want you to have this. It says Prime Choice. Do you all remember that? Prime Choice here. So please take this back and accept my apologies.
Pat got so tired of hearing me cry about it. He had received 2 or 3 coins over the years, so he gave me. So now I've got 2, and I can make that pair of earrings.
But Tom and I really got along well and really did have a lot of fun. I would really like to say that most of it really was a mature, sophisticated kind of humor, but that would be a lie for the people that worked around us. Most of it was pretty immature, like like the stuffing of the paper into the ends of your work shoes. I mean, that was no big deal. Or I kept wondering why I kept running out of staples, and I didn't realize that he ran after me.
He caught me one day.
But I guess one that maybe I didn't think was that funny at the time. It did take me a while to get over it, but I am over it now. And I guess that's when I was in the public works. The men's bathroom, and I heard some giggling, and the lights went out, and I was in one of the stalls, and then I saw a laser show up on the ceiling there, and it took me a while to feel relaxed in the stall after that, but. And then there was a thing about Bob Avila. I mean, Tom kept, I don't know what it was about him, Tom kept trying to spread the rumor that he was an architect, that he really wasn't a carpenter and didn't really know what he was talking about, but I really don't think that's true. I'm not sure what Bob did to Tom, but I don't think Tom's ever bought any of his products or watched this old house.
No,
and then there's the thing about Elvis. I didn't know Tom when he was younger. If you see like around his I guess you'd call it his workplace. I mean, it looked more like a den, at someone's house. But anyway, you would see the old classic cars, and I think Tom was he was probably one of those 50s, teenage punks. Is the way I envisioned him, kind of a James Dean type, and he had some pretty strong ideas about Elvis. I really thought Elvis was similar to that. I thought Elvis was a punk. I really don't think he was the king. And we did have some disagreements about it.
I think somebody's in the house.
Can I take this with me?
Yes, you can take it with you. And,
He talks to you right here. He'll say things you think.
Hi, this is Elvis Presley.
you can only imagine who was behind this, but I tell you, we had a good time, and stop it now. I'm still. Whenever Tom would call in sick, and I'll tell you what, if you want to hear something pathetic, take a call from Tom when he's not wanting to.
I'm gonna have to sit down.
He would make you cry by the time you finished the call that he wasn't coming in, but really. It was and will be boring. We will miss that.
Hi, this is Elvis.
Not knowing what what was going to happen. We will miss that dearly, and I'm so happy for Tom that he's at this point. I wish him all the best. He's been a good friend of mine. He's helped my career, as he's reminded me numerous occasions. Legally, he can't garnish my wages or get any part of that, but he has been helpful in my career.
Damn right.
I would like to say that we've probably seen the end of someone like Tom, but then there's Christian and the camel thing. I don't know. The next generation always comes along and surprises you. I don't know, but thank you all for your patience, and Tom, wish you the best.
Just wanted to talk to you.
I hate this thing. and listen,
What you get for slamming?
Tommy, I do have to say one other thing. There's no excuse for not getting Barney to dog a beating, okay? I visited Tom's house once, and Tom and Connie greeted me graciously, and then this mangy-looking beagle, came up, and the dog's hair was up, his hump was up, his teeth were showing, and I mean, I was terrified. I was afraid to move, and Connie and Tom said, "Look, he wants to play with there."
Let me say this. You thought that he was trying to attack you. Barney since then has told me he was merely just trying to have sex with your lady.
Connie, Lori, Gabe, we've done the best we could with it. It's all yours now. Okay, and if you ever go around Hampton, look for the guy on the little scooter driving around.
We got a meeting.
Sure.
I tell you, from Daryl to Sheila, there is a relationship that's formed here. They've worked together for what, maybe a year and a half?
2 years.
2 years. But immediately, there was a relationship between them. There's something about them. They both just bonded. And one of the things that I didn't know was going on until recently is they write songs to each other.
Have your attention.
Come on, Tom, get the beat.
We're all here for an honorable mention. Mr. Tom Bryant is all set to retire. Heck, he's not that old. It's just his desire. He's been so anxious waiting for this day, not to retire. He just loves the buffet. We all